Hi, and welcome to week 48 of the Monologue Project. This week we have Terminus by Mike O'Rowe. The character is B. Apparently this is part of a larger piece where it's just three sort of interconnected monologues. It's kind of interesting to describe because there's almost a poeticness about it. There's definitely places where the language is played with, and there's some rhyming and some alliteration, which I'm a huge fan of. It does create a challenge when you're doing sort of a poetic piece to keep it sort of real. But if you like a challenge, this is a good piece. Length is fine. It's interesting. It's not necessarily about liking a boy, although it ends up that way. But it's just sort of like about the mundaneness of we get up, we go to work, we go to the bar, we come home. We get up, we go to the work, we go to the bar, we go home. So that's what that's all about. Probably late 20s, early 30s, but I would think even within that, it could be played older, and I think it would actually kind of make it sadder for someone, you know, in their 50s to have this. You get up, you go to work, you come home, end of the day. So anyway, all that said, this is Terminus by Mike O'Rowe. Character is B. Every night at 5 I leave work and meander the minute or so to McGurk's. Sink 1, sink 2, then a bid adieu to the barman. His reply to me each and every time, God bless. Depart then, head to the M&S, my dinner to purchase, my day-to-day to adhere to, near to identical, all said days. Near rope, you know, near reflex now. The bus home then, the silent flat, no cat nor any kind of pet. The sofa, sit. The telly, hit the remote, reward the illusion of presence through voices. Unpack my choices of purchase, wine, pour then sip it. My meal, unseal, then flip it into the microwave. Shepherd's pie, my favorite dish. Now, why on earth would I think that mattered? Shattered as shit, though, tonight. I sit, sort through some bills. The telephone trills, my wine spills. On my lap, I curse, say fuck, pick up. Hello? Hello? It's Lee who wants to know if I'd like to go for a drink with herself and Lenny, her loving husband. I refuse politely, lonely as I might be, as I am. I cannot abide or suffer the fucker, his swagger, his subtle suggestions, insinuations, intimating coupling a couple of times, a touch in passing, my behind, my back. Lee's lack of acknowledgement disappointing, but what's worse is that his vying for me is not just fun. He's overcome when I'm around with a want that's potent and profound, which, bound together with his sleaziness, causes me a great deal of unease, I guess. My shepherd's pie beeps and I take it, make to unwrap it, the covering jams, so I jerk and unjam it with too much force so it flips and falls. Face first, I predict, and it proved correct. The plummet's conclusion, a meeting of meat and floor, in effect, aborting my dinner. I stare at the mess a moment, unmoving, the checking of tear proving fruitless. Doubtless a symptom of self-isolation, the crushing frustration that ushers one night to the next. Tonight more pronounced, the attack unannounced, my reaction surprising me equally. Fuck it, I utter. And phone Lee back, tell her I've changed my mind, in fact. She says, great, how's 9? An hour, enough time to shower and so forth. Check before I go forth for keys, pockets, can't leave without them. Empty. Now where the hell did I put them? The counter. Kitchen, swipe them, stop the slop. I won't bother cleaning it up. The bus, the seat behind the driver, tactics for the immediate future, forbearance, endurance, tolerate Lenny, have patience when he tries to harass me. He doesn't, surprisingly. Half an hour there or here. So far he's behaving. We're drinking beer, Lee raving on about saving the fact that she can't, when her rant is cut short by this dude exuding sex appeal who steals a look in passing, stops and curses, fuck, reverses, and of course, is a friend of Lenny and Lee's. Jesus, what are the chances, he says, and glances at me with a smile to be filed under most attractive I've seen in a while.